Welcome everyone to today's SAP Community Call. My name is Minina Chao, and I am an SAP Community Advocate and your host today. I'm here with Udo Palzer. He is VP and Product Manager for SAP Integration Suite and has experience, since I think a very long time already, a deep experience in the topic of integration. He now focuses on on-premise integration and API-based integration. So we'll let him talk about the SAP Integration Suite overview, recent innovations, and roadmap. But before we get started, just a few notes here. So feel free to use the Q&A button, submit your questions. We'll have time at the end to address them. Use the chat. I see we have folks joining already from all over the world. So it's really great that you're interacting with us and here listening in. So I hope you enjoy, and I'm happy to hand over to you, Udo.
Super. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. I'm also very happy that the audience is joining us from all over the world early morning. So good morning, everybody. Good day, good evening. Thanks so much for joining. Our session on SAP Integration Suite overview, recent innovation, and roadmap. My name is Udo Palzer from the product management team for SAP Integration Suite. And we have a full agenda. I would like to start with a quick overview where you can find more information about our integration strategy, overall integration plan in the cloud. Then, as the title promises, SAP Integration Suite overview, recent innovation, and roadmap. At the end, key takeaways, links for further information, and please kindly put your questions into the Q&A section, then we can address them already. And at the end, of course, I'm more than happy to reserve time to go through all your questions. Hopefully, we have enough time. And my email address is also given in the presentation. You can always also reach out to me afterwards. But please happily put your questions into the Q&A section. So let's get started. SAP Integration Strategy. Where can you find more information about it? You can find more information on SAP's Integration Strategy in the strategy paper, which is linked here in on this presentation here. Of course, you will provide it. You will be provided with the slides. And in the strategy paper, which was originally actually published by Christian Klein, now Jürgen Müller and Thomas Saueressig, all executive members, board members from SAP. They wrote this paper and keep on updating this paper. And here, bottom line is that SAP Integration Suite is a key pillar, a key enabler of SAP's integration strategy. So when everything comes on mediated integration, so process integration, API-based integration, data integration, event-based integration, SAP Integration Suite is SAP's recommended integration platform as a service. And our core mega processes like lead to cash, hire to retire, source to pay, for example, leverage SAP Integration Suite for process integration scenarios, data integration scenarios, event-based scenarios, as well as API-led integration scenarios. The intelligent enterprise and with the core for four core mega processes, they are based on SAP Integration Suite. We develop our intelligent enterprise and these core mega processes along so-called suite qualities, which are basically product standards, how we need to develop our processes and our applications. There are different suite qualities, and one suite quality that is related to integration is end-to-end business process blueprints. And you can find these end-to-end business process blueprints published on one component of SAP Integration Suite, namely the API Business Hub, where you can find an end-to-end description of these business processes, and from there you can drill down into the underlying integration artifacts like APIs, the integration flows, the pre-configured adapters, the mappings, for example. So the suite qualities describe the product standards, how we develop our applications, and for the integration related suite quality, such as end-to-end business process blueprints, SAP Integration Suite is a key enabler and SAP's strategic integration platform as a service. And more information you can find in this strategy paper. Yeah, so now let's take a look into SAP Integration Suite. So as mentioned, SAP Integration Suite is SAP's strategic integration platform as a service for the integration of SAP and non-SAP applications. On the left-hand side, you can find here example SAP applications which leverage SAP Integration Suite like SAP S/4HANA, SAP Customer Experience, Ariba, SuccessFactors, Fieldglass, Concur, etc. On the right-hand side, some example non-SAP applications, like all kinds of non-SAP applications, Salesforce, Oracle, etc. Government agencies, government integration scenarios for these legal compliance scenarios is a highly used integration scenarios, as well as the integration of B2B partners, compliant with certain B2B standards like EDIFACT, ANSI 12, etc. In the middle, you can find the SAP Integration Suite consisting of multiple services. A very good starting point into the world of SAP Integration Suite is the API Business Hub, where you can also find, for example, these business process blueprints with end-to-end descriptions of our 4 core mega processes, and from there you can drill down into the underlying integration artifacts. Other artifacts like the integration flows, the APIs, the events, workflows, etc., are all published on a common repository on a public web page, which is the SAP API Business Hub, where you can also find documentation, all information or a lot of information on integration on the API Business Hub. And then the core services or other core services of SAP Integration Suite is, for example, cloud integration for end-to-end process integration scenarios, covering scenarios like A-to-A integration, application-to-application integration, integration of business partners, integration of government agencies, end-to-end process integration via cloud integration, API management for API-led integration, so end-to-end lifecycle management of APIs, from the design, creation of APIs, protecting of APIs with attaching of runtime policies, publishing of APIs, monetization, analytics of APIs, and deprecation of APIs. Then we have data integration scenarios covered by data intelligence for data-driven scenarios, so data synchronization, replication scenarios, synchronization scenarios, migration scenarios, for example, covered by data intelligence, event-driven scenarios, sense and response scenarios, so high-speed sense and response scenarios, integration of events supported by event mesh. We, as part of SAP Integration Suite, also leverage event mesh also within other integration services, like cloud integration, for example, leverages event mesh for store and forward of messages that are stored on cloud integration and then reprocessed on cloud integration to make sure, for example, to ensure guaranteed delivery, exactly once handling, for example, at least handling for these kind of scenarios with retry mechanisms are used in cloud integration, leveraging the event mesh capabilities. Then we have open connectors with a family of 170 adapters for simplified non-SAP integration. So we have here more than 170 adapters for the integration of non-SAP applications like Salesforce, for example, or Amazon or Oracle. So a big family of non-SAP applications, and the open connectors basically provide a harmonized layer, an abstraction layer, so that you can configure different non-SAP applications with the same look and feel, so that you don't have to get familiar with all these non-SAP applications. The abstraction layer of the open connectors allow you a simplified configuration of the connectivity to all kinds of non-SAP applications. Integration Advisor with a proposal service where we leverage machine learning capabilities to propose message implementation guidelines, interface description basically, as well as mapping guidelines. Yeah, then one domain model and master data integration for a simplified integration of master data between SAP and non-SAP applications. Yeah, these are the core services of SAP Integration Suite, and SAP Integration Suite runs on top of different hyperscale environments like Microsoft Azure, Amazon Web Services, Alibaba Cloud, and since a few days, also Google Cloud Platform is also supported environment, supported hyperscale environment for SAP Integration Suite. So yeah, this is the overview of SAP Integration Suite. So a versatile integration platform as a service covering all integration use cases to integrate SAP and non-SAP applications with each other. And here on this slide, you can see the key integration strategy pillars, so the core pillars that we adhere to with SAP Integration Suite. So it provides, first of all, a holistic integration platform covering all integration use cases and patterns like application to application integration, integration of business partners, integration of government agencies, API-led scenarios, data integration scenarios, event-based integration scenarios. So with one holistic integration platform, we cover all these use cases. Second pillar of our integration strategy is to provide an open integration platform. So SAP Integration Suite is an open integration platform covering all integration of all kinds of applications, on-premise applications, hybrid integration scenarios, cloud-to-cloud integration scenarios are supported with SAP Integration Suite, as well as the integration of SAP and non-SAP applications. As mentioned, Open Connectors provides a family of 170 plus adapters for non-SAP connectivity. Yeah, and then one of the key benefits is this third pillar here, which is mentioned here, out-of-the-box integration. So we provide more than 2,100 prepackaged integration scenarios, again, covering all kinds of integration scenarios, SAP, non-SAP integrations, integration of Ariba, for example, with ERP, SuccessFactors, with S4HANA, for example, Salesforce with S4HANA Cloud, for example. So this prepackaged content provides a significant reduction in the cost and time to integrate different applications with each other. So out-of-the-box content to simplify the integration with SAP and non-SAP integration scenarios. And last but not least, the fourth pillar also significantly reduces integration efforts, namely we leverage also machine learning, artificial intelligence in order to provide proposal services like for message implementation guidelines, mapping guidelines, and also in the integration flow designer, we leverage artificial intelligence for a proposal service of the next to be used integration flow steps when you create and design an integration flow, for example, in the integration designer. So all these four key pillars help to ease the integration efforts by using SAP Integration Suite. Then besides SAP Integration Suite as an integration platform as a service, covering all kinds of integration patterns and use cases, and with all the prepackaged content, this is definitely one big area where customers use SAP Integration Suite for. Another area are so-called industry-specific cloud solutions, which run on top of SAP Integration Suite, where, however, the users are more line of business users, often not even knowing that they trigger an integration scenario which runs on top of SAP Integration Suite. So these industry-specific cloud solutions are powered by SAP Integration Suite, and they leverage OData APIs for the integration of different applications with each other. And examples of these industry-specific cloud solutions is, for example, the SAP Ariba Cloud Integration Gateway, where buyers and sellers can come together and buy and sell goods from each other. Other examples are multi multi-bank connectivity, where banks and corporate customers come together for payment, for the exchange of payment documents, the SAP Information Collaboration Hub for Life Sciences, track and trace solution out of the pharmaceutical industry for a safe creation and distribution of medicine, for example, medical products from the pharmaceutical products, basically, and different other industry-specific cloud solutions, which, run on top, which are powered by SAP Integration Suite and provide end-to-end solution which target line of business users with wizards, for example, for a simplified integration with different applications out of a larger context, a business context. SAP Integration Suite is a leading integration platform as a service. So we won here different awards, have been named leader in different evaluations of analysts. Just 3 examples are listed here. Again, in 2021, like last year in 2020, SAP has been named again as a leader in the Gartner Magic Quadrant for Enterprise Integration Platform as a Service. So here you can see SAP plays here in the same league as other top ranked integration platform as a service provider. So here with SAP, we easily compete also with other vendors here in the market. And again, we have named here as a leader in the Gartner Leader Quadrant, what also helped us here to become a leader. So we are ranked here with respect to ability to execute, so growth, revenue growth, customer adoption, as well as our portfolio, technical portfolio, features, functions, roadmap. So this is an area where we have been here ranked as a leader. Additionally, what also helps, of course, to become a leader, you also need to have very good customer references. And we have so many good customer references, which also provide excellent feedback on Gartner Peer Insights, a public web page where customers can rate vendors like SAP, for example, for SAP Integration Suite. And based on the excellent rating by customers, we also won here this, again, like last year, this Customer Choice Award for the Gartner Peer Insights for Enterprise Integration Platform as a Service. So here another award, and there are also Trust Radius, another analyst, which also acknowledged that we have a top rated platform with SAP Integration Suite. Then here an example of how customers also benefit from using SAP Integration Suite. This is from our public web page, from the customer success stories, the BTSs, business transformation studies, where we publish success stories from our customers, where the benefits are, and of course further details of the integration scenarios are highlighted. And here just a few KPIs we have published here. Customer Eneco, for example, who could reduce the costs by moving from SAP Process Orchestration to SAP Integration Suite. They could lower their costs by using SAP Integration Suite by 50 to 60% by replacing SAP Process Orchestration with SAP Integration Suite. Toyota similarly also could reduce their integration costs by leveraging SAP Integration Suite by 50%. Anderson Hauser, another example, who could reduce also their costs by using the prepackaged content of SAP Integration Suite, and also could speed up the time of implementing integration scenarios by a factor of at least 5. Harrods, another example, Natura, Flexo, Lexus, for example, other examples. So kindly also check out the public success story pages from SAP, where you can find further examples and more details on these success stories of customers using SAP Integration Suite and significantly reduce the time and efforts to integrate their business scenarios. Then let's come to the recent innovations. So there is now a multitude of many features and functions that we have developed for SAP Integration Suite. On a monthly basis, we update the platform. So every month, a new development capabilities are added to the platform in the area of cloud integration, API management, event mesh, data integration, API-based integration. And here just a few examples in the area of increased development productivity. So we have enabled now fine granular access policies. So basically for each and every integration flow, you can design now which developer is allowed to access this integration flow. And on top, you can even on a more fine granular basis allow which developer can now deploy or undeploy. For example, take actions on an integration flow. So this is one of the latest and greatest enhancements. Then mappings can be now used as reusable artifacts. So you can use the same mapping in multiple integration flows, for example. Also, message mappings can anyway already be uploaded for a long time from SAP Process Orchestration to SAP Integration Suite. Now the user-defined functions can also be uploaded into SAP Integration Suite, and you can also reuse the user-defined functions, the inline user-defined functions, the ones with Java archives, for example. These are still planned on the roadmap, but inline user-defined functions can already be reused from SAP Process Orchestration in SAP Integration Suite, and also Groovy scripts can also be now created as reusable artifacts and used in multiple integration flows. So reusable artifacts is one of like message mappings, and Groovy scripts is an important aspect to provide here more increased developer productivity, so that customers can, so that you as a customer can reuse these artifacts. And APIs, integration content, another investment area. So you might have seen already for quite some months now available the redesign of the SAP API Business Hub, where you can easier search artifacts. You have, for example, dedicated areas, an industry-specific area, for example, which is available now. You can search along the business processes. You can search along the integration scenarios like S4HANA with Ariba, for example, or S4HANA Cloud for certain government integration scenarios. You have also a context-based search based on integration scenarios, based on integration artifacts, for example. So multiple search capabilities are possible via the SAP API Business Hub. As mentioned, the industry-specific area where we have added to the API Business Hub. And very soon, so this is still to come, the community content. This is a fast track where we provide or will provide in the next few weeks also content from our consulting unit, which is not productized content yet, because this always takes a bit longer, but this community content, for example, from our integration consulting unit provides already templates and examples what our the community, like our consulting unit, has developed for certain customers. Of course, the customer specific content has been removed, so that you find here further templates as a fast track before this content is being productized. And of course, based on your demand and adoption of this community content, we can then also think of providing this content additionally as standard content. Yeah, and this weekend we will update our our integration platform as a service, SAP Integration Suite, and then the trading partner management capability as well as B2B monitoring will be also made available in general availability. Currently it's available as beta, but on this weekend the integration platform as a service, SAP Integration Suite, will be updated, and then trading partner management and B2B monitoring will be made in general availability. So we can, similarly as in SAP Process Orchestration, you can also define trading partners with their profiles, which communication protocols, which type systems, for example, which message types they would like to use to integrate with these business partners. And based on this information, you can define your end-to-end integration scenarios. And also the B2B monitoring provides further capabilities where you can also monitor B2B specific information like your receiver, for example, sender and receiver information, and further details can be monitored in the B2B monitor, in the additional B2B monitor. Yeah, then further investments also in the API management area, like the API Business Hub Enterprise, where you can also manage non-SAP gateways. This is already available for quite some for some time. So further investments in the API management area have been done here. Then yeah, multiple investments into enhanced operational support, like there's a detailed blog available how you can set up a CI/CD pipeline, for example, using the OData APIs. Piper step have been released in the GitHub repository. All you can find here in this blog, which is linked here under the in this first bullet point here, applying DevOps in CI/CD pipelines. Then you can transport single integration flow artifacts as well as API artifacts using CTS Plus, as well as the content transport service of the SAP BTP. And yeah, similarly to a cloud, SAP Analytics dashboard for cloud integration, there's also now a dashboard available to monitor APIs, API management, API analytics as an own dashboard in the SAP Analytics Cloud. Then, yeah, many more additional capabilities, additional adapters, Kafka adapter, ServiceNow adapter, Workday adapter. The first implementation of exactly once handling has been delivered already via an ID mapper. The ID mapper can be used in the backend system to identify whether a message has been already processed already before, to avoid a duplicate handling, to make sure that messages are being processed only once. In the backend system currently, this is the first implementation, and a second or next generation of exactly once handling has been already implemented and is planned to be shipped then, if everything goes well, in the beginning of next year. We can do the duplicate check handling also on the middleware as SAP with SAP Integration Suite, for example. Yeah, and also a feature which will be delivered on this coming weekend for the first SAP Integration Suite, namely the support of batch messages. Multiple inserts via the JDBC receiver adapter is also implemented and will be released on this weekend for SAP Integration Suite. Yeah, and then besides all these features and functional capabilities, multiple accelerators, implementation guides, migration guides are available, which help you in the migration from SAP Process Orchestration to SAP Integration Suite, migration from Neo to Cloud Foundry environment. So these guides have been published, and you can also find that we have launched a so-called free tier program, which allows you to create tenants, to provision tenants. And if you like to continue with these tenants via a simple credit card, you can then stay on your tenants and consume, like via the Cloud Platform Enterprise Agreement or pay as you go. You can consume or continue to consume these tenants, and via a simple credit card payment, you can leverage this free tier program to stay on your tenants and continue to use the artifacts that you have been created on your SAP Integration Suite tenants. Yeah, these would be the most important, some examples of recent innovations that we have delivered. I know it's a lot to consume. There are even many more features and functions that we deliver on a monthly basis. Therefore, we would also highly recommend to stay tuned and to subscribe to our newsletter with regular updates on SAP Integration Suite. This newsletter was not delivered in the months of October and November due to some technical challenges, but in December, the newsletter will be sent out again to our community, and of course combining all the inputs and the updates from the October and November months. And furthermore, we also would invite you to listen to our monthly webinars. There is also a great opportunity to stay tuned with the recent innovations, so kindly also stay tuned and follow us in our monthly webinars, which always happen in the last Tuesday of a month. We skip the December month now for the webcast since Christmas vacation is coming up here in many countries in Europe and many other countries around the globe as well. So the next monthly webinar will happen then in January again. So please subscribe here via these links. And with this, I would like to come now to the roadmap of SAP Integration Suite. So we also have an exciting roadmap. As always, we continue to invest, of course, into SAP Integration Suite. And one of the highlights is definitely the Integration Studio as well as Neuron Edge. Integration Studio, here we bring our tooling closer together. So we continue the invest in enhanced developer productivity. So a common Integration Studio where we bring the integration, the development environments of cloud integration, API management, integration advisor, and open connectors closer together, that you don't have to navigate between the tools and leave one environment, go to the next environment. So here we want to come up with a flat hierarchy where you can simply navigate between these different environments and simply attach, for example, an API policy to an integration, for example, so that our tooling gets here more integrated. This is one investment area. And another big highlight, awaited by many customers, is Neuron Edge. Neuron Edge is the name for our targeted on-premise deployment option of SAP Integration Suite. Edge, like in the IoT, times an on-premise component which you can install on-premise, and Neuron is the name of our on-premise deployment. Similarly, what Boomi, for example, has with Boomi Atoms. And so a name like the Advanced Adapter Engine, a bit what we had with process orchestration. And this on-premise deployment option is an optional deployment option of SAP Integration Suite, covering on-premise to on-premise integrations without the need to go via a cloud integration platform. And it's an optional component of SAP Integration Suite, which you can deploy in your on-premise landscape. The only requirement would be here a Kubernetes cluster. So this on-premise deployment option runs on top of a Kubernetes cluster and covers on-premise to on-premise integration needs. And with this on-premise deployment option, the SAP Integration Suite will be the logical successor of SAP Process Orchestration. We already have a migration guide available, which was linked in the previous slide. And of course, further migration guides will be provided. And we're also thinking of migration tools helping more our SAP Process Orchestration customers to migrate from SAP Process Orchestration to SAP Integration Suite. And first tools from partners are also already available, which help customers to migrate from SAP Process Orchestration to SAP Integration Suite. And
Udo, sorry, just real quick, we have 10 minutes, just a short time check. We have a couple of questions. I want to make sure we have some time.
Okay, thank you. So I speed up, but this is almost also one of my last slides. So on-premise deployment option is a key highlight, covering process integration scenarios, API scenarios with an on-premise API gateway, as well as event scenarios, covering the integration of SAP legacy application with event mesh or other non-SAP event brokers. Assessment tooling, you all know, or hopefully you all know, the SAP Integration Solution Advisory methodology, ISA-M. This is currently available only as a PowerPoint presentation, as well as, of course, a detailed description as a guide in the CIO guide, for example. And also a tool is available from our consulting unit. And now we plan to productize this tool as an integration assessment service, providing you guidance when to use which of our integration services. Integration content and adapters, so more and more content and adapters is planned to be provided from SAP. I explained the community content approach, a fast track to provide faster integration content. More adapters are planned: Dropbox adapter, Slack, Splunk, RabbitMQ, Microsoft Azure adapter. Then further invest into our API management, with further invest like reusable artifacts. Also here, JavaScript, API policies, and we continue to invest in the API Business Hub. Enterprise, which is your local customer hub for your own customer. And then the same approach that we do here with Neuron, with the harmonized runtime in the on-premise world, we also target a unified runtime for the cloud version of SAP Integration Suite. Yeah, and here only one sentence. This is a picture of our on-premise deployment option, Neuron Edge, which covers a policy engine, API management capabilities, cloud integration with the worker node, as well as event mesh for these event-driven scenarios, and also covering a quality of services like exactly once, and in the future also exactly once in order handling. You can also influence our roadmap. There are multiple opportunities. Our public web page for the influence program. Kindly submit your feature requests. We are currently running a customer engagement initiative of SAP Integration Suite. Please join us here. You just reach out to us via email. Other opportunities also mentioned here for time being. I just would like to highlight here, with this webinar, we hopefully could show you that we have a full-blown integration platform as a service, a versatile integration platform as a service covering all integration use cases, 2,100 prepackaged integration scenarios, which help to significantly reduce the efforts in integration scenarios. Yeah, and with this, I would like to open up now the forum with more questions and also answers from my side. Okay.
Thank you, Udo. Yeah, sure, perfect. So let's jump right into Q&A. We have a couple of questions, and maybe we need to get another deep dive or another session to cover what we weren't able to cover. But let's start from the top. Mark asked, will the IA support message be mapping? And by the way, if you guys want to speak up and want to talk about the question further, then please raise the hand and we can unmute you.
Yes. So message mapping, yes, they are supported already. So I'm not sure what the more details on the background of this question would be. So message mappings are already supported. Also from process orchestration, you can upload your mappings into SAP Integration Suite. We even support the reuse of user-defined functions, the inline user-defined functions. The one with Java scripts will come then planned to be supported next year, but inline message mappings are already supported. So message mappings are supported already. Maybe further details.
Yeah, so if that was an answer that was sufficient here for you, Mark, then let us know or post in the chat, or we can follow up in the community as well. Okay, Peter asked, how long does it take to set up such a connection between the systems?
So with this prepackaged integration content, basically you can do this in a couple of minutes. So depending on the integration scenario, we ship 2,100 prepackaged integration scenario out of the box. It's mainly a configuration task. Then you see the integration flow, which fits best to you in the API Business Hub. You can directly copy it to your workspace in your cloud integration tenant, for example. And you basically just need to configure the endpoints, the URLs, basically the certificates. So within minutes, you can configure an end-to-end integration scenario. Of course, the more complex it is, the longer it takes. But with this prepackaged content, in minutes, basically, you can set up an integration scenario.
Thank you. And we received a comment on the previous question regarding the mapping. So it seems like it was for the integration advisor.
Yes.
But yeah, let's move forward. How's the adoption? How many companies are using it?
Yes, we have more than 10,000 customers using SAP Integration Suite. So we are in the 5-digit area. So it's a highly adopted service, and that is the most adopted service on SAP BTP.
Cool. Okay, then Satish would like to understand the SAP's roadmap for IoT and digital integrations. Not sure if that's something you want to cover or
for digital integrations and
IoT.
IoT, yeah, this we would need to take then in a separate session.
Okay, good. Let's take that. Then Guillaume asked, is there any existing solution to integrate SuccessFactors and Concur? If no, is there any plan to build that?
Yes, we are currently heavily building Concur integration content. So this is on the roadmap. Yes, just check on the API Business App what is available already. I also don't know, in each and every package we have 2,100 integration packages, but Concur, there's currently big time integration content being developed.
Okay, then next question. So there's Salesforce adapter for SAP CI, and there's also Open Connector for Salesforce. What is the reason for that? And what's the future for both? Which one would be recommended to use?
Yes, right. So there is a native CPI adapter or cloud integration adapter for Salesforce, which you can use for your heavy-duty integration scenarios where you need to map routes, and maybe apply some security patterns. So all these capabilities of Integration Suite or cloud integration can be used in this native cloud integration adapter, while all these open connectors adapters are mainly used if you have more REST-based API calls to multiple of these non-SAP applications. So if you need heavy-duty mapping, routing, connectivity to only a few backends, then the cloud integration adapters would be more the preferred use case if you have a lot of non-SAP applications to connect to, and it's mainly REST API calls without a lot of mappings, for example, that you need to use in this integration scenarios, then the open connectors are very valid opportunity as well. So, but the further details are also described in the CIO guide, cloud integration, heavy duty mapping, routing, and and the open connectors more if you don't need so much mapping of the data, but you need to connect to a multitude of non-SAP systems, then the open connectors would be a great alternative. Okay.
We have 1 more minute. Wondering if I know there are people raising their hands, but I think a lot of questions were asked here. Do you want to take someone from the audience?
Yes.
Okay. So Rakesh, allowing you to talk. You raised your hand. I hope that's still the case.
Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah.
Okay. So hi, Udo. I'm working for one of the retail customer, and the trouble we have with the retail is we are using SAP S/4HANA on-premise, and we got SAP IS Retail installed on it, and we got S/4HANA other box and transport management also installed on it. Although yes, SAP provides a lot of out-of-box integration package, everything, but in the retail space, we are literally struggling. We are actually building our own events. We are actually building our own APIs. And when we asked SAP, they said, use the SAP standard S/4HANA interface. Yes, you can use SAP HANA interface. And think of it, when you got SAP S/4HANA and you install SAP Retail is also from SAP. And ideally, we expected all the API of SAP S/4HANA will be extended with the retail extension. It is not the case. We are actually adding those standard field. And when we approach SAP, we get answer always go to the influence. Now going to the influence and asking other customer to vote, and those things will take much time, right? So why not SAP has for IS Retail and transport management for each SAP object, create the API, and definitely all the other consumer or retail people will definitely use those things. So like say, for example, simple example I'll give you is the product. Now, product event we can use, but product API we can't use, because in product API, all the retail specific fields are not extended, not enhanced.
Yes, right.
So,
yes, so please, since I guess we are running sooner or later out of time, just drop me an email and we discuss this further. I know not in all areas, you are right, we don't have content in each and every area. There's still some white spaces.
We are talking the standard one, and the standard one should not follow the influence. I'm saying influence is for the new features, new thing. I understand, but the standard one should have some different road. Yes, influence we can do, but still we should do some quicker way. And that's what I was trying to get to.
Yes. No, thanks for your feedback. Definitely.
Okay.
I could not agree more with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. So I would say this was kind of the last question that we could take during this call. We have still a lot open in Q&A, so we'll definitely follow up on those in the community. We will probably have a summary anyway, since a lot of people asked for the recording, so we'll make that accessible. And with that, I would say thanks a lot for the participation, Udo, for your time and really going through all the details. There's also a lot of thank you in the chat. So yeah, for everyone, stay safe and join us in upcoming sessions. We'll definitely get back to you on the open questions.
Thank you.
Bye,
Stay safe.
everyone.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.